Peace, peace, peace. First and foremost, man, hopefully the Most High in your house shall bless his blessing all day. By his mercies we aren't consumed. We're alive in the Most High in your house's body. And two, man, I want to shout to the brother from Assembly Firstborn. You know, because I want to say this too, because he broached this on the topic. Well, in yesterday's class and last week, because there is a distinction. Because I'm glad that, like, he brought this up, because here's a misconception, right? Because a lot of times too, like in Proverbs 22 and Sirach 41, or I think where is that? All throughout the word, throughout the word, it talks about having a good name, right? But that's different, but that's different between because a lot of times too, people think that just because somebody is worried about, not really worried, but cares about their name, doesn't mean they actually necessarily care about or what people think about them, and as far as validation and things of that nature, and not being self-validated. It's like kind of those things are from the outside looking in, they might seem like they're mutually exclusive, they're very similar, or it's like the same thing, but it's really not, because honestly, because you got people that really don't shoot. That's why I think this generation, these younger generation, and just a lot of people now, with the world being the way it is, they don't care about their name anymore, man. But people like to shout the brother Assembly Firstborn, saying that, because he said this, because people that have integrity or character, good character or morals or principles, they tend to care about their name, because a lot of people, they just don't care about their name, or a lot of times they'll think that because you care about your name, meaning that you care about what people think. It's not that. It's the fact that people that actually stand for something, that have integrity, principles, care about honor, love, respect, loyalty, all those types of things, justice. When somebody slanders their name, that does so someone's slandering their name, or they or just their name is not being represented, or being misrepresented, they that's going to bother them. At the end of the day, because what Genesis 30 verse 33 says, what Jacob said, at the end of the day, hold your peace and let the Most High in your house shall fight for you, or let your righteousness speak for you, honestly, your faith speak for you. Of course, that's the end of the day, because that's what that it's about. End of the day, because you listen, you do what you do, and let the Most High in your house shall handle it, man. Just let your actions speak for you, rather than you trying to prove something. You always have to respond, but here's the thing with that too, because those are two different things. Because if you don't care about care, you could still be self-validated and caring about your name. Because why? I'm using the Most High in your house shall, for example, because listen, the Most High in your house shall, they don't care about what anybody thinks about them, man. Because what did your house shall say in John 5? I perceive not honor from men. And what does Sirach Ecclesiastes 4 say? Let not the honor of other man cause you to fall. But Yahushua was very self-validated. He didn't care but nobody thought about him but his father, man. That's really what it is, man. And a lot of these righteous people in the word did. But at the same time, though, they still care. But what does also the Most High Yahushua said about us as our people, and the sons of men, that you blast in Psalms 4, that you will blaspheme or profane my name. And that's why Yahushua cared about him, his father's name, because what did it say in Ezekiel 36? I did not do this for you, but for my name's sake, for the Most High Yahushua, for their name's sake as well. That's what they ultimately did it for. So, but also too, 2 Timothy says, goes into how, he can't deny himself. Just because somebody, in Romans 3, just because somebody doesn't believe, or doesn't just because somebody rejects or doesn't believe in the Most High Yahushua, they're not worried about that. They're not sure. They don't try to prove to themselves to people, man. And that's why, in being His image, we had to be the same way, man. Being self-validated, they don't care, but what others think or say about us. But it's a balance to it, though. But you do care about your name, though, because it isn't the Most High. He said that in commandment, Exodus 20, don't profane my name. So two things, those things. Pretty much, my point is, those things aren't really mutually exclusive. They aren't really together like that. When people, being concerned about your name isn't really, you don't care about what people think about you. Because usually people don't care about their name. Most of the time, most people that were out without integrity. They don't care about anything. They're just like, it is what it is. They're just like, they just don't care at all. They're pretty much shameless. Like, and Sirach says there's a sin that brings shame. So, yeah, that's just is what it is, man. Because Lord's what we do, we will touch on this even more. But that's just the fact about it. It's just like, when you're when you're not when you could care about your name, like, but not care about what others think about you, and still be self-validated, man. Because the most high house was like that. There's plenty of verses that because listen, okay, like Luke, like he did in Luke chapter 2, right? Then it say your house child when he's a child, he had a good, like, as it said about Samuel and other people, and even Daniel and Susanna. He had a good, like, he was good in the eyesight of with the Most High and with men. But but then if once you read in John 5, he says, listen, obviously not honored from that. So those two things are like true, and not like that's the fact about it, man. So yeah, man. So that's why even in The Wire, right, my favorite show of all time, but great show I think of all time. That's why Marlo said that, like, character in the last season 5, he said that my name is my name. That's why he went off like that. Because once somebody from the outside looking in is like, okay, wait, why is he going off like that about his name? Because yeah, man, that's your name. That's what things that you stare for. Now in that aspect, he was more of like power and social status, and like, and his because he wanted the name that Omar had and other people had on the street. But that's some most of those that watch the show. But that's the reason why he went off. But it's not a point of validation. It's the fact that, listen, that's his name. You stand for something. You hold something. Integrity, honor, respect. Like, or like, that's just your name, man. So yeah, man, I just wanted to touch on that, man, because shout out to brother Sammy first one for pointing that out, because a lot of times two people can can get those things, like, that's just kind of a misconception a lot of times too, and it's understandable, man, because it's like, that's why it's like kind of gotta go into deep and nuance of things and the balance of things and delve into things, like even me personally, I try looking at the definitions and, like, this, like, kind of just think, meditate and think on things, because, like, because something from afar, like, certain concepts, certain belief systems, or like, or certain beliefs, or certain, like, statements, like, they're from afar they might seem like, they're it's correct or not true, but once you dissect it, you realize, okay, cool, that's actually not true, and that actually is true. So it's different things like that, but hopefully this is edifying. So peace.